deregulation has caused so many crises in our country, and it's caused the one we're in right now. Regulation works, deregulation does not. Let's talk about another theme I'm learning in US history. My name's Amy, I'm your host. I'm relearning US history because you know what? I feel like I didn't learn enough about it, and history informs where we are today. This pinged into my brain this morning when I saw the news that Aaron reported that Meta is changing their terms and services to be more like X. We have no regulation in the internet space. We have no regulation of new tech like AI. We have no regulation of social media. That's a lie. We're finally getting a little bit of regulation in terms of children and social media. But we should have had that 20 years ago. And people keep telling me that the TikTok ban is regulating social media. And I'm like, we don't even have an Internet Bill of Rights. This thing has been around longer than I've been alive. It's wild that we have not thought to regulate it. And part of it is due to the fact that we have a lot of money in it, right? But let's talk about other crises. The big boy, the big one. The Great Depression. The Great Depression caused literally economic collapse around the entire world, and that is because we, the United States, deregulated our financial markets. Yeah. Caused the highest unemployment the United States has ever seen. It caused breadlines all over the world. People literally lost homes, lives, livelihoods, their children. It was the worst time. Like, literally fucking terrible. Now, on the backside of this, we swing into regulation, and there's proof in the pudding, right? FDR regulates a ton of different industries, and because of that, he gives power back to the middle class, because there is no reason for a corporation in a capitalistic society to regulate themselves. There isn't. They want to make money. That's all that matters. And we've seen that with every industry, right? Healthcare, news media, yeah. Housing, education, all of it. The only way, in my opinion, capitalism works is if it is highly regulated by the state, because it's not going to regulate itself. Let's talk about some other crises, shall we? We've got the mortgage crisis of '08, subprime mortgages. There is deregulation around that specifically. This financial crisis is caused by the repealing of the Glass-Steagall Act. We've got the California energy crisis. If you've heard the word Enron recently, this is part of it, right? 2000, 2001, they create fake supply and demand. Because they create fake supply and demand because it was deregulated, and they basically have a monopoly. There's rolling blackouts. People fucking die. Okay, what else? Supply, savings and loan crisis, right? That's a big one. Airline deregulation. And my personal baby, the one I think about all the time, because not only did it deregulate an industry, it created the partisan bullshit that we are in today. The Telecommunications Act of 1996 with pairing Ronald Reagan's repealing of the Fairness Doctrine in 1987. Now, the Fairness Doctrine comes again out of the big regulations after the Great Depression. The Fairness Doctrine says a couple of things. One, it says if you're presenting news, you have to present one side, then the other side, and you have to spend equal amount of time on it. It doesn't matter what network you're on. Can you imagine Fox News having to do that? Can you imagine how different the world would be if Fox News had to do that? Okay? Another part of this it repealed was a statement from the FCC saying if you own one media entity, that's it. You're cooked. You get one and you're done. Okay? Now, couple that with an act that says, you know, we're going to create more innovation. We're going to create more competition. But in reality, what it actually did was allow for monopolies to take over. If you're a kid of the 90s like myself, you probably have a favorite radio station from your childhood. Mine was Kiss FM 95.1, Charlotte. What up? CLT. Clit. It's a running joke on my page. I'm sorry if you're new here. But now, you know what it is? It's iHeartRadio. It's iHeartRadio. So we have this Fairness Doctrine. We have this Telecommunications Act. And from that, we go from like 10 news stations to 3. We have major corporations buying each other. We have Disney combining with ABC. And you know this, right? Because we have these streaming services that are like Hulu, presented by Disney, presented by ABC, presented by blah, blah, blah. The lack of regulation is actually hindering the innovation. Truly, right? I think about it in terms of smartphones. I think about it in terms of pretty much any industry that you think of. These tech giants, these legacy companies, they don't have a reason to innovate. And we have these startups coming up and they're busting their asses to make some change and to disrupt industries. And then a tech giant comes and offers them $500 billion. It's a joke. It's usually 500 million, right? They offer them a ton of money. And I don't know if you remember when Snapchat rejected Meta's purchase. People were like, that's so dumb. but they rejected it and they kept going. It's regulation works. We know this because after 20, 30, 40 years after we got these massive regulations across almost every single industry from the Great Depression, we have the strongest middle class in America's history. Was it strong for everybody? No, because this is the pre-civil rights movement. But we could do it again. And it's just driving me insane. Yeah. Anyways, I'll be back.